In this episode of Ricky reviews Parasite, the Korean film directed by director Bong Joon Ho, and we're here outside the CGV cinema here in Buena Park. Initially, Parasite had only one release here in LA, and that was at downtown Hollywood or in Hollywood. But after a week, I guess because of feedback and just all the buzz around the movie, they've started showing it to three more cinemas, one of which is in Buena Park, one in Irvine, and another one in Pasadena. So we're here outside. We're gonna catch the screening here in Buena Park. I'm here in this mall here in Buena Park. Apparently there is a big Korean community here, so it makes sense that they would show it here. So I drove all the way here to Buena Park just to see the movie. I really don't have any expectations about the movie at all. I've seen the trailer and I've seen the initial reviews. GQ, Vanity Fair, Esquire, everyone's raving about it. And I even saw one post from a friend in San Francisco who just posted something in Facebook about it, or about equating it to another Asian movie, Shoplifters, which showed a few months ago. So no expectations. I'm excited to see what it's all about. From the trailer, I can see that it's very well produced. My only history of Korean cinema or Korean movies is I saw Train to Busan. That was the only other Korean movie that I've seen prior to this. So I don't know a lot about the language and grammar of Korean cinema, about their style. Although from the trailer I could say, or I could see also, that it's very stylishly produced, very slick looking, well shot, and then the production design and the art direction are very cool, very modern. So, and also from Train to Busan I can see that the production quality is very high. Aside from that, I don't have any history whatsoever of viewing a lot of Korean cinema, so I don't know the history, the subculture, and any other insights. So I'm going in here really cold and raw and not expecting anything, but I'm really looking forward to it. I waited a whole week to watch this, but I've heard a lot of buzz, or I've heard a lot of buzz online. Everyone's raving about it. In fact, they're even saying that it's a contender for the Oscars next year, and that's huge. Well, you know, when you see the movie posters, they already say, or that it was awarded the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, or it was a nominee. But in the poster alone, you can see the Palme d'Or symbol and the Cannes Film Festival. So any movie that has that, or any film that has that, is surely good. But I don't know what to expect, and I'm just gonna go in there with open eyes and open ears and hope for the best. And I'm really excited for this. As I said, I've never seen anything by this director, Bong Joon Ho. So I'm excited. I have my ticket. Let's go in and see what all the fuss is all about. I'll see you in a bit. Right after I go into the cinema, or right after the movie ends, I'm gonna step out and I'll give you my quick review. It'll be a no spoiler review, mind you, so I'm not gonna give away anything. So let's go in and I'll see you after.
Because the background.
So I've just stepped out from watching Parasite, a masterpiece for sure by director Bong Joon Ho. Again, Parasite is a Korean film, and we're here at the CGV cinemas in Buena Park. And I must say, my initial reaction is, and again, as I said, this will be a no spoiler review. I must say it's very strange, very weird for an Asian like me also to view this in LA. So it's very strange for a Filipino, another Asian like me watching this in the US, in California, in Buena Park, in a mall that's predominantly Korean. There's a lot of Koreans and a lot of Korean establishments in this particular mall. So I would say there might be a big community, there might be a big Korean community here in Buena Park. So it's very strange to watch it here. I'm not very familiar with South and North Korea history, but there's a lot of allusions to that. When you read the reviews, a lot of people say it's a brilliant satire, this movie. And I'm sure they go into that, the relation between, or the relationship between North and South Korea. I'm gonna have to read up more about it, but there's a lot of broad strokes or a lot of statements about that inside the film. It's as a piece of cinema, definitely it's a masterwork. It's a masterpiece from the director, brilliantly directed, brilliantly designed and shot, and very well written. In the first part or the first act, it was a little slow. There was a lot of dialogue and a lot of stationary shots or static shots. But on the second half of the movie or the middle of the second act, it really gets exciting and it gets really interesting, and then the pace steps up. But in the beginning, it's a little slow as you get to know the characters, and the dialogue tends to drag along. But after a while, it gets truly exciting, and then the third act will really knock your socks off. And they were right. I read one review where they said, or one reviewer who was saying he was staggering out of the cinema, and you will get that feeling at the end of it. Definitely something different, and I will recommend it to everyone, that everyone should watch this because it's different. You've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. Brilliantly written. And as I said, there's a lot of comments about the relations between North and South Korea. Also, it's amazing, and this won't give anything away, but within the movie, that feeling of Asian countries still looking to the West or to the US for salvation, or we still really look up to anything that's foreign, especially anything that's Western, both European and American. You'll see a lot of allusions to that, where the main characters prefer to drive Western and American or European cars, and then the idolization of somebody who's educated in U.S. institutions or European institutions. There's a lot of statements about that, and it's very similar to the Philippines, where I come from. We always idolize the Americans, and anything that's Western or anything that's from Hollywood, we always look up to it, and the sentiment pervades this movie as well. The other thing is, I never knew that there were locations in Korea that were like that. I always thought Korea as a first world country, I had this image of it. And you'll see a part of Korea that maybe you're not used to. I'm used to seeing this in Filipino movies, where there's a lot of statements about certain Filipino movies bordering on poverty porn, or exploitation, or poverty porn, or poverty exploitation rather. And you'll see some of that, but it's not extreme. But it'll give you a glimpse of a Korea that we probably don't know about, and that sentiment pervades the movie as well. And in the end, it becomes the catalyst for one of the main characters of the movie to act on something. So yeah, it'll definitely knock the wind out of you. It'll take your breath away. I recommend it. You have to watch it as a cineast or as a student of history, or especially Asian history. You gotta view it. On the poster, it says one of the best films of the decade. I would say, yeah, I would agree that one of the best films, but not the best. It's one of the best. You can say that, maybe in the top 20. I would agree. But I don't know if it's in the top 5 or in the top 10. But it definitely has a place there as one of the best films of the decade. As I said, I'm not familiar with Korean cinema, but very stylishly created and shot, very slick production value, and I was gonna say also, it was interesting that they were able to craft something very compelling, and there was almost just one location in the movie. So it was sparsely shot, or there was only one location. So as a production and logistics wise, it was very easy to shoot. But it's a very complex screenplay, and they were successful in being able to be efficient with the logistics. But it's a great film, and you should watch it. What else can I say about it? Brilliantly shot, slick. Acting was amazing as well with the main characters. They all did their part in conveying the story. But it's very complex. I'm sure there's more layers to the history behind it, so I'll read up on it. But yeah, I'll recommend it. I definitely recommend it. It's being compared a lot to Shoplifters, a Japanese movie, and I can see some similarities, but they're two different films altogether. They just share one thing in common with regard to the story and the plot, but otherwise they're completely different movies. They're both good, but I prefer this one. If I had to recommend one of the two, I would recommend this more than Shoplifters. Shoplifters was a little disappointing for me based on what I was expecting. So there you have it, Parasite by director Bong Joon Ho, Korean movie. If you get to see it, if you have a chance to watch it, if it's showing near you, please go ahead and watch it. It's different, definitely a cinematic masterpiece, and go and watch it. Go and watch it, you will love it. This has been Ricky Bizes for Ricky Reviews. Don't forget to like or share or comment on the video if you have any comments about this particular review. And of course, don't forget to click the subscribe button for future reviews on anything pop culture related, whether it be cinema, books, music, toys, tech, and anything under the sun. So thank you for watching. This is Ricky Bizes for Ricky Reviews. I'll see you again next time. Peace, love, courage. Bye.